Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. The York Fire continues to burn inside and around Mojave National Preserve. As of last night, the fire is currently burning across 77,000 acres near the northwest portion of the preserve and has spread over state lines into Nevada. This is an increase of approximately 7,000 acres since the weekend. Firefighters said on Monday that they are observing less fire activity than in previous days. The fire is currently at 0% containment, and firefighters are currently focusing on containment and suppression efforts. Firefighting is being coordinated between resources from the National Park Service, Bureau of Land Management, San Bernardino Fire Protection District, and Clark County Fire. The fire began on Friday on private land that is within the Mojave National Preserve. The cause is currently under investigation. Smoke from the fire is currently blowing into the Morongo Basin, so residents are advised to stay inside when possible. Ivanpah, Heart Mine Road, and Walking Box Ranch roads are closed in the Mojave and Castle Mountains. Additionally, Hole in the Wall, Mid-Hills, and Black Canyon Group campgrounds are closed until further notice. Please stay clear of the area. The trial of Arthur Davies, the man accused of murdering the one-year-old son of his then-girlfriend, started yesterday with a pretrial motion that could have once again delayed the over 5-year-old trial. Online news editor Robert Hayden was there and joins us with this coverage.
A pretrial or limine motion was filed by the defense to grant a continuation based on the pre-arrest interview that occurred after Parker Lee Schumacher succumbed to injuries consistent with child abuse. On that day, February 11, 2018, starting at 4 a.m., Davies underwent a polygraph test and participated in an approximately 9-hour-long interview at the sheriff's station. Davies' defense attorney Zulu Ali focused on transcripts and testimony from one of the detectives who participated in the interview, clarifying whether Davies was informed of his right to leave the interview at any time. Davies also freely submitted to taking a polygraph test before the interview. Judge Christopher Polone ruled that Davies was sufficiently informed of his right to leave, but did acknowledge the lengthy amount of time for that initial interview. Because polygraph tests and the results aren't admissible as evidence in the state of California, the judge reminded the prosecution that discussing the results or even the fact that Davies took a polygraph test would be unavailable to them. Potential jurors were not present during the pretrial motions, and Davies returned to custody after the judge gave his findings on the limine motions. After a lunch break, a pool of potential jurors filed into the courtroom to start the long and thorough process of creating a jury of Arthur Davies' peers, a group that will ultimately decide the fate of the long-accused child murderer. Reporting from the San Bernardino Superior Court in Joshua Tree, I'm online news editor Robert Hayden.
Tonight's regularly scheduled meeting of the Yucca Valley Town Council has been canceled due to lack of quorum among council members. The Town Council is expected to next meet in regular session on August 15th. The 29 Palms Planning Commission meets tonight in regular session. On the commission's agenda is the consideration of a conditional use permit that would allow Scorpion Lollipop to sell beer and wine for takeaway. Scorpion Lollipop currently sells soft drinks and novelties and is located on 29 Palms Highway in the Corner 62 building on the corner of Yucca Avenue. Also on tonight's agenda is a study session for the Commission's Homeless and Housing Committee, which is set to focus on tiny houses, mobile showers, and affordable housing. Tonight's meeting begins at 5 p.m. at 6136 Adobe Road in 29 Palms. The public is invited to attend in person or online at 29palms.org. San Bernardino County's Land Use Services is holding a series of open house events to provide information to residents and businesses. Land Use Services staff will be on hand to answer questions about building services, development and planning services, and code compliance and enforcement. There will be one open house in each supervisional district over the course of August and early September. The Land Use Services will host an open house in Joshua Tree on August 30th at 7 p.m. at the Government Center in Joshua Tree. Earlier open house events are scheduled in other areas of the county, with the first up tomorrow afternoon in Hesperia. For a full list of these open house events, see this story at Z107.7fm.com. The Desert Theater League, a nonprofit community theater arts support organization, announced its nominees for their 2023 Desert Star Awards. Arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas rolls out the award contenders.
The Desert Theater League, who for the past 37 years have been recognizing local theatrical excellence with their Desert Star Awards, has announced their 2023 nominees. In a field of over 87 productions performed during the 2022-23 theater season in member organizations ranging from Indio to 29 Palms, Theater 29 was recognized with 17 nominations for their productions of A Midsummer Night's Dream with 7 nominations, Puffs with 4, their summer youth production of Disney's Moana Jr. with 4, and Peter and the Starcatcher with 2. Morongo Valley's legendary Grove's Cabin Theater ended their 40-year history with an impressive 10 nominations, with their finale productions of Death of Bessie Smith with 6 and Marriage Play with 4. Joshua Tree-based Thought Theater garnered 7 for their productions of True West with 6 and The Thanksgiving Play with 1. Award winners will be announced at the Desert Star Awards dinner on October 1st. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Arts and Entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas.
Registration opens today for youth volleyball and soccer leagues in 29 Palms. Organized by the City of 29 Palms Parks and Recreation Department, the 2023 Fall Co-ed Volleyball and Soccer Leagues will have open registration starting today through August 28th. The Youth Soccer League is open to ages 4 through 14. The Youth Volleyball League is open to grades 4 through 8. Beginners are welcome. Previous experience is not required. Volunteer coaches for both leagues are needed. For additional information, call the Parks and Recreation office at 760-367-7562 or see a link in this story at Z107.7fm.com. And finally, the 29 Palms Old Schoolhouse Museum is holding their first ever Kids Day this Saturday. Expect activities like a gold panning demonstration, a scavenger hunt, even a weed show activity just for kids. Everyone of any age is welcome to this free event beginning at 9:30 a.m. The Old Schoolhouse is located at 6760 National Park Drive in 29 Palms. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear news happening, let us know about it. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z1077 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmetz.